Ukraine's military intelligence chief, Kyrylo Budanov, has been appointed as President Volodymyr Zelenskyy's new chief of staff. The new role places Budanov at the center of decision-making in the war against Russia and in US-led peace negotiations, too. The shake-up comes after his predecessor resigned over a corruption scandal that left voters furious.
General Kyrylo Budanov brings military grit to the job of Presidential Chief of Staff, a post traditionally held by a civilian aide. A respected former defense intelligence chief, Budanov is a popular figure among the rank and file. He'll play a key role in the peace talks and sees February, 4 years since Russia's full-scale invasion, as the most likely window for a breakthrough.
This is the most favorable period for Russia and Ukraine to achieve something. It's connected with military activity, with the weather getting warmer and so on. There are many factors to be considered.
President Zelenskyy is hoping Budanov's appointment will help restore confidence in his leadership, with Russia advancing on the battlefield and Donald Trump pressuring Ukraine for a quick end to the war. Zelenskyy's previous chief of staff, Andriy Yermak, had to stand down last November over corruption allegations. Kyrylo Budanov starts the job with a clean slate.
Mikhail Alexseev, is a professor of political science at the San Diego State University with a focus on Ukraine's democratic resilience in the face of Russia's military invasion since 2014. Why would Zelenskyy prefer someone with battlefield experience over political sway?
Well, this is a very timely and very important, and I would say positive move by Zelenskyy. Three things here. First of all, it shows actually Ukraine's democratic resilience. Big picture is it shows that this is not a war about just some piece of territory in eastern Ukraine. This is a war between a country that defends its freedom and independence versus an empire that strikes back. Budanov goes back to 2014, Russia's invasion in eastern Ukraine in the Donbass, fighting, organizing, being wounded, making audacious raids even into the Russia-occupied Crimea. So he has these credentials. He organized also brilliant operations for the Ukrainian military intelligence service during this war. That pushed Russia back, particularly in areas like the Black Sea. So he does demonstrate that big picture. And the fact that Zelenskyy is promoting somebody like him to a politically visible position, what a contrast with Russia. You can't imagine Putin promoting somebody who can be a potential rival for presidency, which Budanov would be for Zelenskyy, into this position. The second part is the United States connection. Budanov's connection goes on a long way. He was trained in a special program with the United States forces. And that is very important in terms of reaching understanding, reaching any kind of ceasefire or peace negotiation. And finally, he has credibility in Ukrainian society. Indeed, he does look like a fresh figure. He's not tainted by these reports about corruption. And people have trust in somebody who sacrificed his life for Ukraine's freedom and independence. So if, for instance, there is a deal and Ukrainian society needs to back it up, he would be in a good position to present that to the Ukrainian people.
So picking up on that first point you made, would you say that Budanov could have something up his sleeve that may sway this war and put Ukraine back on the offensive?
Well, he is part of several operations, and he's been part of Ukraine's incredible adaptability, using of innovative technology, leveraging limited resources to deliver major blows to Russia. In recent developments, for instance, we have seen Ukraine adapting to Russia's strategy of using small groups to penetrate Ukrainian villages and towns. and then bring in more troops and gradually grab territory. So we have seen Ukraine starting to identify them better, to improve on the drone warfare better, and to push them out of some of the places that they seized, like Kupiansk, for instance. And so I think he can be somebody who can actually talk to U.S. negotiators and say, look, Ukraine, it's wrong to say that Ukraine doesn't have any trump cards on the battlefield.
But Mikhail, can I pick up on one thing? Isn't it a little late in the game, considering this war could soon come to a close with peace talks at the diplomatic level that they are at the moment?
This is a huge question. I don't believe that the talks are yet at the point where we can talk about some kind of speedy resolution. The biggest question for this negotiating process is what can stop Russia? What kind of security guarantees, what kind of assistance to Ukraine would be provided that could credibly dissuade Putin from advancing further and getting his, larger geopolitical objectives fulfilled, dominating Europe all the way to Germany. So we don't see yet those kinds of provisions in the peace proposal, and so there's still a lot of work to be done. They talk about 5% or 10% that needs to be done, but those 5 or 10% may be 90% decisive.
Mm-hmm. Mikhail, Alexseev, thank you very much for joining us from San Diego.
My pleasure.